in my meals, I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by my guy Sophmore Rax. We got Nicholas Koloff on the 1s and 2s. We're waiting on Christopher to get here. So until then, let's just come up with new insults for the guy. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Chris. He's working his ass off getting that bread. He will be here soon.
He's a bum.
Bum. All right, yeah, moving on. I almost went down the hole. We don't do Drake and Josh stuff until more.
Are we done with it? We're not going to call him a Crody?
We're not going to call him a Crody. I will talk about a guy who is home team took the W in that battle, though. Amon-Ra St. Brown, California's own.
Yeah.
All right. He's been catching W's all over the place, including, I assume it's going to be like an LA Fitness or wherever this may be, on the basketball court. Game-winning shots, Vinny. Did you catch that?
I did. It was pretty dope. You know, he's out there making plays.
Look at that's where the question lies for me, because I'm competitive. All right. You guys see when I snap back at you guys are in arguments. This guy dabs him up after just getting fucking splashed in the eye.
That's some dick riding shit.
What is your reaction to Amon-Ra St. Brown? You're just at, you don't even know, this is like a planned situation. You're just at LA. You skip cardio days, so you want hoop. Amon-Ra's there. He hits the game winner on you, Spinny. Are you throwing the ones?
I'm not dapping him up. I'm not throwing the ones. I'm looking at him and I'm pissed. I'm pissed I just lost. It's cool it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I'm not dapping up a dude who just hit the game winner in my eye. Like, sorry.
Right?
I'm not that much of a dick rider. Like, that guy was obviously like, oh, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. So he dapped him up. But, like, no, I'm pushing him.
Congratulations, you just got Amon-Ra St. Clown.
We're going to get chest to chest.
Yeah, for real.
Get on the line, boy.
boy.
Nick, what are you doing?
To be honest, I'm not playing in this game with Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you get this dude injured, I don't even like that he's playing. I know these guys have lives and whatnot, but if I'm playing against him, I'm letting him get that shot off by a long shot. I don't want to be anywhere near his landing zone. I don't want to have him, breaking ankles or something. Like, we got a lot to play for this season, and it's a big old bowl. I don't want this guy playing basketball in the offseason, but I would not go up against him.
Oh, relax,
to say that.
bro. Relax. He can play basketball.
He can play basketball, but you've heard just some crazy stories in the past. But I would not want to get up in his grill is basically what I got out of that.
Oh, I'm pressing him. I'm doing the classic. What is it? When you're playing pickup and you can't block the shot, so you poke them in the stomach, when they're shooting. That's the classic defense. That's what I'm doing. He's a competitor, man. He does his calf raises. He's not worried about getting hurt.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right? What are your expectations with it all? Like that's where I'm at with it. Like, maybe a couple years ago, I would have been upset, and I would have took the Spinny route. Nowadays, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, you should have done that, bud. Like, I had no expectation of blocking that shot for you, but Amon-Ra's a dog, proven on the court as well. I'm with you though too.
Are you barred?
I didn't even think about that. I mean, I slightly did, because I definitely want to be the guy that was opposing him when that happened. But I'd dap him up. I'd be mad, but I'd dap him up, and good shit.
Yeah,
but
I would give him
2021 Easy would have been pissed. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah. I just think, worst comes worst, like, you don't want to be near him if he goes up for a rebound.
Bro, you're just a Debbie Downer, man. We're playing basketball. He knows what he signed up for. Like, I'm trying to block his shot.
You think he does this before he signs that massive contract?
Yes, I'm sure he played pickup basketball before that. I'm sure he did. You think he was just sitting in his house like Bubble Boy?
I really want to talk to him and have that discussion. Did you play pickup basketball before you signed that contract?
Yes, I'm 100% positive he did.
We sure?
Yes.
Competitor.
He's an athlete, bro.
He's an elite athlete, uber competitor.
He's a rich athlete now.
And you also know, football players are a different breed of competitive. Like, they play cards. They play ping pong. They play pool. Like, anything that they can do, it's a competition. That's what drives them to be that great.
So, Chris, are you getting up in his grill, game-winning shot, contesting hardcore, if you know that is Amon-Ra St. Brown on the other side of you, and he might land on your foot the wrong way?
I mean, I'm a competitor. I'd like to think I could stay in front of Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I don't think I'd be in that position.
No, Chris, you could be cooked, bro.
Hey, bro, I'll just say, come on,
Nick, you're sounding hella soft, Nick. Yeah. He's playing pickup basketball. He signed up for pickup basketball. I'm not playing him extra tough because I'm Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I'm not slacking off. I'm not just going to let him hit the game winner. I'm going to play defense on him.
Come in Mama's paint, that's all.
I personally have gone through like ankle injuries on like some weird shit in basketball. So that's the only reason why.
Yeah, everybody's rolled their ankle playing basketball before, man. It happens. That's what you sign up for. He's playing pickup. There's a chance you might roll your ankle. I'm not playing light. I'm not just going to let him hit a game winner over me because I'm Amon-Ra St. Brown. No, I'm playing defense. I'm not going to intentionally like Zaza Pachulia him or anything like that.
Can you make it a poll, Chris?
Yeah.
I'm curious if the chat is on with this one. You're right, though, Spinny, because you know what? This is the point of the season where, like, in the offseason, I should say, where you can, obviously it's not ideal in any situation. You want less wear and tear on your body at all times, but you could probably afford to play a little bit of pickup and have some time to heal. Had something happened. I mean, we just saw Brian Branch
and
a freaking scooter the other day. And we still have no update on that, by the way. Did we ever get clarification, like, what the hell that actually was? Because I think it was, shout out to our guys. You guys know who our guys are. But they spoke about it, and it wasn't, because we initially reported it was the ankle that he had surgery on in the middle of the season. Not surgery, but
the other ankle.
It's the other one. Nothing official came out about that one. But again, he obviously got it taken care of in time to be in training camp because it was not discussed by anyone. I mean, I'm talking about my pinnacle of like Lions information outside of our guy Broder, unless he's going against me. You know what I'm saying? You guys see what's going on Twitter right now. Is Justin Rogers. If Justin Rogers doesn't report it, it's not anything of worry, anything official, and maybe that's what he's working on too. But he can get hurt in basketball and be back for training camp.
I'm not worried about it. You can get hurt walking down the street. You can get hurt waking up in bed in the morning. Like it's
no way I'm soft. This is hella. This
soft.
is bias as fuck.
It's real cup energy, Nick. I'm not gonna lie.
This is extremely biased here. No
big
way
cup
I'm
energy.
soft. It's no. I don't want to get the #1 highest paid receiver before AJ Brown just got his contract. Hurt before a Super Bowl run. Is that really big cup energy? I don't think so.
That is cup energy.
So I was gonna say we got to cut. No way. Like I'm soft of you saying it, but you're the sound guy. You would never play it.
Not
we can give it to Chris and he can play
we could.
it.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a BDE special.
Yeah, I still got the Maz drop somewhere in here. I gotta find it.
Which one?
This guy's coming.
They're all coming.
Oh yeah. There's so many that I swear like we need, and we just maybe I need to start screen recording and we get into whoever needs them.
Spencer, what are you up to this weekend?
I like doing coke and choking strippers. Damn right.
What do you say?
No, it's just my favorite drop.
It's the drop of me saying I like doing coke and choking strippers.
Oh.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta live like Tom.
All right.
What would Tom do?
What would Tom do? WWTGD.
How about the Tigers today? I didn't catch it. Last night, we had conversations because it was on during the show, but obviously it prolonged.
Oh, no!
You have on here the offense fixed.
Yeah, I mean, the offense looks a lot better. Yesterday they put up 15 hits and 11 runs. Today they had, four runs? Like, it's better than scoring one. They scored more runs in the past 2 games than they have all month. So it's good to see them swinging the bat well. And Valade, the guy they brought up, has been hitting well. Andy Ibanez hit 2 home runs in 2 innings last night, but they choked the game away today. Kind of a weird call in the 10th inning. They brought in the center fielder on a shift, and then it was just an easy single, walk-off single to center field, right in the middle of center field that could have been a catchable ball if there was a center fielder out there. It would have been a tough catch, but
who was hitting?
There was a guy on third. I think
1 out.
Spenwell, I think if you're gonna go that route there, I mean, this is just, I would just say based by the numbers, I think you bring in the right fielder maybe, and then you pitch him inside extremely hard.
Yes, or you walk him. Or you walk him and you try to get the double
bases
play.
Loaded, 1 out.
Try to get the double play in order.
I
but that's analytics and different stuff like that is baseball elite for me that I'm not going to really dive into. But they've been swinging the bats better the past couple games, so that's good.
I apologize. My chair is acting up. So
It's being a crody.
yeah, being a big crody over there. So I'm gonna stand up real quick. Maeda is a bum.
Maeda is a bum.
You also have on here.
Yeah.
I agree, but I have this question. I've been asking like, what can you get for Maeda? Broder, if you're still in the chat, I'm curious to hear your take on that as well too. But like, if it's a money thing and no one's gonna want him regardless, obviously Manny's on this roster right now. You're not using him other than like when there's double headers and whatnot. Is that a guy you deal out for some
Manning?
offense.
I mean, I don't want it to happen. I don't, because he's one of the best arms you got. So, like, I'd rather them just move Maeda down to the bullpen, move a bullpen guy down, and have Manning be a starter because Maeda's a bum. So, I would not like to see them move on from Manning yet. No.
I'm glad the mics were turned off yesterday after the show.
Yeah.
Nick, can you get anything from Matt Manning?
Yeah, I mean, Matt Manning's going to give you better starts right now than Maeda is, but if you think about this AAA and like what we have here, I mean, it's mostly pitching. Like, for real is, and if we are going to move somebody, it's going to be either Manning. You think about a Broski. There's another guy. His name's just forgetting me right now. Give me 1 sec on it. But it's like those type of moves that you can make. Like, we gave up a pitcher that nobody's ever heard of and got a guy like Mark Canha, who's top 4 hitter on this team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, those are the type of moves that, like, Scott Harris, I mean, he made one. We all just wanted to, or I personally wanted to see more of those kind of moves to bring in proven veteran bats to help these young guys out progress. Honestly, like, I know they wanted to say, oh, we wanted to let them get a lot of room and space, but I think they could have learned from them, and then you prove it in AAA and then get brought up when your number's called. So, I mean, it's just tough right now. I was really looking forward to coming in here, super excited. You stole 2 from Cleveland after dropping 4 straight, but we just lost the series in Cleveland after just getting swept by the Yankees. So, this team's holding on by dear life at 19-18 right now, and to be honest, I'm not confident moving forward. Where are you at, Spencer?
Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't inspire confidence. Obviously, the bats coming around is good for 2 games, but you need to do a stretch of hitting like that. We need to see that happen more often than just once every 2 games. But, yeah, if the bats can get it together, I got a feeling that the pitching staff's going to be there. Like Reese Olson has been dealing. Tariq Skubal has been dealing. Obviously, the bullpen has looked pretty good outside of a couple guys here and there, but it's on the bats, man. If the bats can hit like they have the past 2 games, then yeah. But the survey says they're not going to hit like they have the past 2 games. Show me potato salad. Like they haven't proven that they can hit like they have in the past 2 games, so that's worrisome.
Yeah, for me, I'm not on Scott Harris's head top as of now. But if something's not done, if this continues, then I think we start pointing a little bit of fingers. Because I get that baseball is like, it's this kind of sport, man. Like, there's no salary cap, but we've seen teams blow all kinds of money and not get nothing back. I mean, who is it right now? I heard Dan Dickerson say last night, they're hitting worse than us. And they're actually like, I think it's Toronto. I don't know if they're hitting worse than us, but they're definitely like, there's higher expectations for them to be hitting.
I mean, yeah, Toronto's not hitting well. Vladdy's having a bad season, so.
It's a streaky sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't break this current streak, or at least if this one doesn't go on to become a streak, like you said, then Scott Harris, like, it is on you because you did have the offseason. You didn't have to spend tons of money. Like, we're talking about a trade right now when it comes to Maeda. Maeda, you did pay.
You're not trading Maeda. Like, that's not going to happen.
No one's going to
You're not getting shit from Maeda.
That's what I'm talking about, trading Matt Manning. Yeah, I mean, like, are you willing to deal with that one? But I'm not on Scott Harris's ass yet. But if something's not, because the division's there. As you've been saying all before the season even started. You've been saying it's theirs. Mm-hmm. We had Chris Castellan here saying it's theirs. Like, lock it in. Make sure of it. Because this pitching, I feel like we're just wasting. I'm not even a baseball guy, and I know what we're seeing right now is, like, fucking truly special. The entire bullpen, by the way, it's not because, like, I remember it used to be when we were dope, that it was just our stars that were sick. Yeah. And we never really had, like, a consistent reliever. We had some characters, per se, that we personify and whatnot, but we never had it, like, the way it is right now. Take advantage of that, bro. It's crazy. This is like elite, is it not? Am I tripping?
No, you're right. They have one of the best pitching staffs top to bottom in baseball, and they are wasting it. They're wasting great outings, consecutive quality starts from guys like Skubal and Reese Olson. So they got to fix some shit.
Yeah.
By the way, just real quick, Nick, you need to hear this too. Actually,
I'm down.
Chris, you already know. We're trying to get the boys together for a game. All right, we're not working with all our guys right now, so we want to get together. If you guys can be there on the weekend of, I think it's next week, I want to see who's pitching, though. I want to go on a good game. I'm not trying to go see Maeda throw. I want to see, like, Reese or something like that. Maybe even Mize. We'll see. You down, though, next weekend?
Yeah, that'd be electric. I think I have, like, a 16-man golf outing, so I got to just make sure I can go after that or before that. But that I'm already committed to. But one of the top prospects, I mean, that sounds like a blast. I'm excited to see Spenmo do the 9-9 challenge.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what we should try to get that for sure.
Yeah.
You and Booner against each other.
Booner already can't do it.
You already tried?
He failed it once, yeah.
How long ago, though?
I don't know, before the pitch count. So it's gonna
See,
be
bro, like that's perfect.
I mean,
It's like, we're going to make this happen.
9 dogs, like, yeah, I mean, I feel like I could stand a chance there, to be
You
honest.
for sure
as
could
well.
do the beers. I don't know if you do the dogs.
I would go in hungry, but the guy I wanted to point out is Kaider Montero. He's an arm in our system. He's our 8th ranked prospect. I think he has pull. He's 23. He has a 3.27 ERA this season, 22 innings, 28 Ks. This is a guy that is creeping on the door of the big leagues, but right now we don't need another arm. And we have Manning waiting. We've had Brisky waiting that both didn't make the team out of camp that are really good arms that are going to be able to make it in the major leagues. This is where I would like to see Scott Harris pull the trigger. We didn't do it on a guy like Luis Arraez, former 2-time batting champion. He's due up for free agency in the next year. But that's a guy I perfectly would have wanted on this team. He's an above 300 hitter every single season. All he does is rake. Like, this is a move that Scott Harris, if our bats continue to struggle, I wouldn't be surprised if we trade a top 20 arm for a bat that can contribute from a struggling team in the majors.
Amen. Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
We have to go to something that Neil and Spinny visit religiously. You need to join that cult, and that's Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. Get all that for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you're at, there's a Planet Fitness close by. More than 15 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
If you are tired of the same old Detroit sports merch, head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today. Get yourself some brand new hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab. Get yourself some brand new merch.
What up, and welcome to Woodward Heavyweights Live at woodwardsports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Sophmore Rax, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Detroit Mario. Smash that like button if you guys haven't already. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Lots of Lions, lots of solid-ass like Lions topics, too. And I know I've been teasing on next all day, too. The quarterback rankings have officially dropped. We're not going to dive in right away, all right? Because we know people get their feelings. We know how it goes, all right? So we'll chill on that one. But one way I can rally up the troops, and I'm damn sure Smitty's probably fired up about this one. Was this the All 33rd team?
33rd team, yes.
All 33rd team put out a list of guys that could be. This is also a really weird list to have, by the way.
Sophomore
too.
slumps.
Yeah. Sophomore slumps.
Just praying on
And
downfall.
obviously, Detroit Lions had a stellar rookie class. These are the guys who
Sophomore
made it.
slump list.
It was Jordan Addison, #1.
Makes sense.
Which actually, I don't even know if these are in order or just guys they put up,
Yeah.
candidates. So let me take a step back from that. But Devon A-Chain, Kobe Turner, which that's probably, if you are going to make an order,
That's number one for sure.
Easily #1. #4, or maybe not #4, but just on the list, Sam Laporta. Spinning, I'm not seeing it, but I know, I feel like you got to fire one up.
No, yeah, this is just stupid. Like, this is just stupid. You're going to say Sam Laporta is going to take a step back based on what? They haven't added any more weapons to this offense than they did last year. They actually lost one of them. Sam Laporta is exactly the prototypical piece that Jared Goff and Ben Johnson like to eat with. In the middle, he is by far the biggest red zone threat on this weapon, and he is a mismatch, a stereotypical mismatch. Like, tight ends are the ultimate mismatch. They're too big for cornerbacks, and they're too fast for linebackers. Sam Laporta is just getting into his own. Sam Laporta is becoming one of, if not the best tight ends in the NFL. And you see him going out there making people look silly with his run after the catch ability, and him and Jared Goff found that rhythm last year. They found that connection last year. They had that chemistry. And when you build that with a quarterback, especially like Jared Goff, we've seen how important that is for a player's progression. If you're with your quarterback, if you're connected with your quarterback, if you have that same page kind of mentality. So putting him on there just makes absolutely no sense to me. I think they're just throwing a dart at a board because they want to say, like, oh, he can't do it again. He can't have that same kind of production again. Well, yeah, he can, because he's still in the same Ben Johnson-led offense with Jared Goff at the helm, is still one of the top 3 playmakers in this offense, and it's not like they added a rookie wide receiver that's going to take all this shine, or they added another pass catcher that's going to take all these targets away from Sam Laporta. If anything, he's going to get more targets than he did last year. I just don't understand their reasoning behind putting Sam Laporta on that list. It makes absolutely no sense.
It just disappoints me because, truthfully, they're one of the few outlets that I like the names they have there. I trust, I have faith in a lot of the opinions coming out of there because the guys kicking them up typically are former GMs, current or former NFL players. Like, they're guys that have been in the game. With Sam Laporta, it's just as you said, obviously he's probably the number 1 red zone target in terms of like throwing the ball, maybe next to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't know, J-Mo actually in the NFC Conference Championship game might have made a notch up there too. But regardless of that, this is also just a lack of pay attention to like what this Detroit Lions offense has done past few years. We talk about all the time on this show specifically. They broke the franchise tight end record for touchdowns without Sam Laporta and only half a season TJ Hockenson.
Mm-hmm.
The year prior to Sam Laporta's arrival. Like we have footage of Brock Wright, the 40-yard game winner. We have Shane Zylstra, I believe it is, with what, 3 touchdowns?
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns on a single game?
Yep.
Like, Ben Johnson is a former tight ends coach. Like, one damn thing, one thing you for sure can't say about this team. 2 things. You can't say they can't run the ball, and you absolutely can't say that the tight ends aren't going to produce. Because no matter who it's been in there, Ben Johnson has cooked it up to be fucking nice. That's why if there's ever a time I were to get a little pushback from Detroit Lions fans on a Sam Laporta topic, is the one Nick and I had discussed, where it's like, some things are drawn for this kid to eat. I mean, there were touchdowns last year, and we had this conversation with Mike Payton with the 20-yard plus touchdowns, Jared Goff for 20-plus yard throws, where it's a trick play where Sam Laporta is streaking wide open. That's happened multiple times last year for touchdowns. Tight ends are going to eat in this offense regardless. I don't know who wrote this piece from 33rd Team. Again, I like them. They show me love when I post their clips and whatnot. So I'm just disappointed. I'll leave it at that.
It just doesn't make sense. I don't see the backing behind it. You see the backing behind the other guys on this list. Like, you look at Addison. It's because Justin Jefferson is going to be back, because he's going to be healthy. You see the backing behind Kobe Turner because Aaron Donald is no longer on that team, so he's not going to be getting single coverage on every single snap. A-Chain there's not much backing behind that. I don't know. Maybe they're saying that he's just kind of figured out. But Laporta, there is absolutely no single reason you can point to and say he is going to be worse next year because of this. He isn't going to produce next year because they got a pass catcher added to this offense, because he switched schemes or offensive coordinators, because Jared Goff isn't coming back. No, it's the same quarterback, the same offense, and he is arguably going to get more targets because the guy who was second on the team as a wide receiver in targets is no longer on this team. So there is no singular reason you can point to say this is why Sam Laporta is going to have a worse year. It's kind of blasphemous.
If there is, I'd love to talk to that person.
Yes.
Like, we might be having Cody Benjamin on the show at some point. Reached out to him today because he came out with a quarterback list that I know a lot of you people are tuning in for it. Again, we're going to have that conversation later on the show. Maybe have him join us. But, Chris, I know you want to speak on the Sam Laporta stuff.
Yeah, because I'm looking up the numbers right now per Stat Muse. And in 18 games, TJ Hockenson was targeted 119 times. In 17 games, Sam Laporta was targeted 120 times. Like, this shows consistency. This shows that if you give him a weapon, hell, he targeted Brock Wright 51 times. Like, this is a guy that will absolutely use his tight end. So there's no reason to expect a sophomore slump from Sam Laporta, because it's not going to be because Jared Goff won't target him anymore. Like you guys said, there's actually more room for targets and receptions. And so what, are we just predicting that Sam Laporta is just all of a sudden going to drop a bunch of passes this season? What would be the decline for the fall off? Or what would be the reason for the decline? It just doesn't make sense.
The only thing I see, Chris, is just like maybe they're expecting a massive JMO leap here. Because like I don't understand it at all. You're replacing 40 receptions from a guy like Josh Reynolds. And fellas, where did Josh Reynolds get his most receptions?
In the middle of the field.
Third down, middle of the field, end zone. That's literally what Sam Laporta does for this team. So it blows my mind specifically. I mean, you could look at the 3 players that had more receiving yards in their rookie tight end seasons. It was Ditka, Pitts, and Shockey. Pitts and Shockey got hurt, which you cannot just bomb on, Laporta getting hurt. And then Ditka had like 100 yards less, which he had like the best season ever as a rookie tight end. Mm-hmm. So I just think this is blasphemy from the 33rd team. And like you said, Easy, they're usually pretty...
Yeah, they know their stuff. And like Easy said, it is because they're a lot of, former league guys, former players, former GMs, different stuff like that. But this one just doesn't make sense to me. I just don't see any points of how it can correlate to Sam Laporta having a worse year. The guy was an absolute freak last year when it came to yards after the catch, when it came to making people miss, different stuff like that. This offense is built around supporting that. And like Nick said, when you're looking at Goff and who he goes to on thirds down, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown and it's Sam Laporta. Now that Josh Reynolds isn't there, we called Josh Reynolds like the first down merchant because it seemed every single catch he had was a first down. That is no longer an option for them. And the 2 guys he is most comfortable with in this offense is Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. And Amon-Ra St. Brown can only get so many targets. Like, if you're telling me Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to get 30 targets a game now, so that's why Sam Laporta is not going to do as well, whatever. But he is going to be the second option in this passing offense. So I don't understand this at all.
Yeah, it's something we're just going to have to have that conversation. Because, again, I'm the guy who just most recently and at war with all of Lions, not all of Lions Twitter, but a lot of Lions Twitter over the list I just made. I'll take the bias out. Sam Laporta remains on this list. Mm-hmm. Chris, what were you about to say? I
was just going to say, and I don't think any of us are saying that any of these guys will. But if you had to pick one of the Lions to not maintain or even have a sophomore slump, I mean, I don't see a candidate here. You got Gibbs. I don't think anybody expects, regression from him. Campbell, we've all stated highly that he's the one that we expect actually to probably make the most jump between these rookies from last year. Brian Branch, we've talked highly about him, maybe because of the secondary room being competitive, but I don't really see one. If you guys had to pick one, because Hendon Hooker doesn't count. Broderick Martin didn't really play last year. Like,
and let me add this real quick too. This little tidbit as well. Tight end is one of the hardest positions to learn in the league. Like, you typically, even you go across the names of like the great tight ends, as Nick was kind of saying as well, they don't do shit for a while. It takes them a minute to get going. For him to have grabbed this concept and this offense, his role right away, and run with it last year, like year 2 of that's only going to get better. It really is. I have to assume, because 33rd team, again, it's a publication I do respect, maybe because they knew that this would be a topic on Woodward Sports. They knew it. Maybe. We set the all-time record for NFL draft attendance because Detroit cares. All right, we're going to talk about this shit. It's going to be confronted. Just as well, as I said earlier, I'm teasing it again because I don't know if he's going to make it for sure or not, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. Cody Benjamin may be joining the show. He's the one to put out that CBS list. Mm-hmm. If you guys haven't seen it, you can flash it real quick, Chris, actually, if you want.
Oh, it's interesting.
We'll just flash it. We're not going to talk about it. We'll just flash it just so you guys see why it's such a
which one is it, the QB
trending
rank?
topic right now.
QB one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they did all 1 through 32, didn't they?
Yeah. Here's 11 through 32.
So this is just the 11 through 32. But if you're looking at that, you obviously see a name that plays for this team. Again, we will discuss it, but not before we tell you guys about the Woo Crew. All right. Best morning show in the biz, right, Nick?
Oh, dude, the best morning show in the biz. Woodward Sports, it's a new morning show. Start your day with Wake Up Woodward, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m., live on Woodward Sports. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG every morning as they cover all of Detroit sports. Sports talk, banter, and live fan interaction, all on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-made Rankings. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Back to back like I'm Jordan, 96, 97. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
69 God.
What up, though? And welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WorldSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Sophmore Rax.
Hello.
Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Detroit Mario.
Let's go.
Smash that like button if you haven't. Be your friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. This one, I don't know if I sent this video. I screen recorded it.
I got the video.
You got it?
Yeah.
Here you go. So this is from a podcast or a radio spot that Terrion Arnold did with some place in Alabama after he got drafted. I listened to the whole piece. This is a snippet from it. But Chris, can you play this real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna 3-cam it just to be.
No, you can solo.
Oh, okay. Bet. And here it is.
When the Lions picked you, for you to get that moment on the stage with those Detroit fans was incredible to watch. I can only imagine how great it was for you.
It was amazing. I mean, all my teammates from Alabama, they were like, Terrion would be the one to get drafted where the draft is at.
Yeah. I mean, how much conversation did you have with Brad Holmes and with Dan Campbell and with that organization?
I went on a visit there, and honestly, they told me, they said, you're one of those guys we have to trade up to get, but our paths may cross, and we don't think we'll be able to get you. And my agent, Nicole, she did a very great job of just she actually texted me that following morning and said, hey, it's a heavy O-line, receiver, quarterback, heavy offensive draft class, man. Y'all might have a chance. And then just from going back and talking to them, they knew that the Raiders, it was a possibility that they took me. And actually the Raiders coach, they called me after the draft. And they were like, we actually had a coin toss between you and Brock Bowers and landed on him. I was like, oh, wow. And then after the Raiders passed, they said, okay, we got to get up there before Jacksonville. So actually, Brad, he was like, they were trying to trade all the way up to 15, 16 to get me. So it's just one of those things where you go where you're wanted. And that right there, man, that fit. And as far as how the fans are, schemes that they run, and just even being around guys like J-Mo, Jameer, especially Brian, like, man, it was a dream come true for me.
All right, first and foremost, let's start with this. All right.
Shout out Raiders.
We love Brad Holmes.
Yes.
Everyone's very approving of Brad Holmes. If not free agency, trading, the one thing nobody in this world can question, if they are, they're probably just stupid, is Brad Holmes' drafting ability, especially in these early rounds.
Mm-hmm.
If he's willing to grab this, because I know everyone's talking about the Raiders stuff. I took that as like a hypothetical meaning, as people use that not seriously. But he was willing to grab him at 15. For him to still have played the draft, just chilling, relaxed, and just waiting for the drop to 24.
Dudes, yeah.
It's the management, just the
balls.
The balls.
Yes.
It takes for a guy that you were willing to jump to 15 to grab. That is there.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times throughout this process. It's, man, just beautiful gamesmanship. I guess is the word I'd use when it comes to the draft like that. But fucking that makes him even more valuable to me, though.
Yeah, it's shout out to the Raiders first of all for being the Raiders and taking their second straight first round tight end. Just a great move for them.
Second round.
Oh, they got second. They took Mayer in the second
another
round.
high end.
But still,
high end. Yeah.
Second straight.
I don't
tight
mind
end
it, by the way.
in your first two picks.
I don't mind it.
Raiders, suck a dick. Thank you. This is like thank you. Thank you for letting the best cornerback in the draft fall to us at 24. Thank you for allowing that to happen and flip that coin again. Like it's just look. Can we have that coin? Can you mail that coin to Woodward Sports office? Obviously, it's probably they literally probably didn't flip a coin. That's just a figure of speech, but that's just so like we've seen this happen with Brad Holmes before, right? This like fate, like this destiny type of thing, like with Penei Sewell falling to him where he did, with
Aiden Hutchinson
not going first overall when I was there. If you asked me who was going first overall, I'm telling you Aiden Hutchinson 10 times out of 10, not even thinking about it, and he fell to 2. You see when he last year says there are 2 guys I want in the second round, and it was Sam Laporta and Brian Branch, and he gets Sam Laporta and Brian Branch. And now this.
That was fucking insane.
This guy being one of his
that was wizardry.
The best on his board, one of the top on his boards, saying I would take him at 15, and the Raiders pass on him. And then he keeps falling, and you go up, move over the Packers and grab him. This is just Brad Holmes. It's insane. It takes luck for stuff like this to happen too. Obviously, it's skill, identifying your talent, and getting your guy. But it takes luck for the Jacksonville Jaguars to pass on Aiden Hutchinson, for Brian Branch and Sam Laporta to fall into the second round, for Terrion Arnold to be passed on by the Raiders. Like
it's the discipline alone to wait for those guys. Because that's the one thing about this team. They clearly identify specific players they want. Ryan Ermanni, they interviewed Rob Sims and Calvin Johnson, and then they talked about it's like during their playing days, they had core guys, but they never were able to draft around them. They very much have a specific guy they want because it is a grueling ass season. So that list in itself is limited. We know how great, at least in our opinion, we can't speak to Brad Holmes, but we know how. No, I'm gonna say it. We know how great Jalen Carter is going to be, or just kind of already is. Yes. How good he is, I should say. The discipline to pass up on that, not just that specific player, but to also wait for your play to drop. Because again, they wanted him at 15. He held it in. He could have whipped it out right there, gave up more than a third round pick to acquire Terrion Arnold, but he didn't. He only did it with third round. And the other piece of this, and maybe I'll get to this one a little bit later because I know Chris has something to say, but just if you listen to this full interview, the amount of times this kid was asked something like, how did he get to know himself, or it's what he's doing, or what his family plans on doing for Thanksgiving, it always reverted back to the team. Yeah. It always reverted back to, I got to go back and get this work in. Or reverted back to I'm here to win a Super Bowl. Not just Super Bowl in his career. It's more specifically a Super Bowl this year. And people say this shit all the time. They really do. But this kid means it. You feel it.
It's that Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell guy. It's what is built into their DNA, how they eat, sleep, breathe football. They love the game. They're worried about working hard. They're fine with going in and facing someone off for a position, battling for that spot, having that competition. Because, dude, this is just... It's so fucking sick. They just continue to bring in guys like that are high caliber, high tier athletes, great players, and they're building the culture there. They're building is insane. It's not it's like Maz says, we need to know about you since you were born, and stuff like that. Yeah. It's not that kind of culture. It's not a choir boy culture. That's not what it is anymore. Back before Brad Holmes, that was the Lions thing where we need to know if you're a good guy or not. You need to be a choir boy. No, that's not what it is. You need to love football. You need to be able to go out there and compete, eat, sleep, and breathe football. Those are the kind of guys they're looking for. And that will help you in any locker room.
Nick or Chris?
It takes luck. It takes discipline, yes. But I don't want to downplay what I've always said is one of Brad Holmes' greatest skills is understanding the board. Understanding what these teams are looking at, what these teams are looking for. Knowing that if he doesn't get it at 15, okay, then you know what? Then I can go to 24. His understanding of what other teams are gonna do. How many times did he jump in front of in the last couple drafts and snipe a guy that we believe that the team right in front of wanted? He's done that multiple times. So for him to do that, it shows that he not only understands has the brilliance to understand every team around him, not just his own. But also, this bodes well for asset management, right? Because now you're not mortgaging extra. You're not mortgaging extra capital to still get the guy you want. So I think that it does take discipline. It does take luck, absolutely. But also, I wanna highlight the skill that it is to understand every other team's operations and goals. I think that can't be understated.
Yeah, that's massive, Chris, especially because, as Arnold said in that interview, that the Raiders and the Jags, he said, were into him. The Jags were on the board, the pick before the Lions traded up. And obviously, I'm thinking Brad knew that they have a number 1 overall draft pick in Trevor Lawrence that needs to have a big season.
Yeah.
They need to make him happy. They don't want to piss off their guy. They go Brian Thomas because they just lost a guy and like Ridley. So Brad is like, dude, he's like 5 steps ahead of everybody.
He's playing
at
chess
all times. It's insane. So then you go up in front of the Packers after your guy's still on the board there. It's just so great to see him. We're lucky to have him every single day, and I love that. I mean, Arnold's just given us like so much behind the scenes stuff already. Like this is great to hear.
And Eduardo O'Neill asks in the Woodward Sports chat if we think that Terrion Arnold could be like Darius Slay by year 3 or 4, and I don't see why not. This
Different players for me though.
Well,
like,
he means like cornerback 1.
Okay.
And this is a similar thing, similar kind of infrastructure that Slay had, where you have those guys on the defensive line that are going to get after the quarterback. You've got the veteran pieces in the secondary to help bring you along. This isn't the Jeff Okudah route for Terrion Arnold, where day 1, you're on an island, you need to be cornerback 1, good luck. They can kind of ease him into being cornerback 1 on this team, and you've got another dude right behind you, same draft class, who thinks he's going to be cornerback 1 on this team. In Ennis Drake Shaw Jr., who's not taking any shit. His goals are set to be cornerback 1. So if you fuck up, you got a dog behind you nipping at your heels.
It's even more than him, too. The Meek.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah.
Like, and the other thing, too, because you brought up Rakestraw, I just want to say this before I forgot to mention it. Another guy who was all about ball. Wasn't an interview where I discovered this, but someone met him somewhere kind of fancy. He was wearing workout gear.
Yeah.
Man had the Crocs, the Under Armour. Like, these are just guys that want to win, man. They don't just want to win, but they also want to be the best version of themselves, no matter like what it takes. Remember, like specific interviews. Terrion Arnold likes to be coached hard. He had that conversation with, I believe it was
Saban. He went to Bama, dude. Like Saban coaches people hard, man.
Yes, exactly. It was Chris Spielman. I'm sorry, Rick Spielman. Chris Spielman's brother. But they interviewed throughout the process, and like it wasn't until he spoke to Rick Spielman. He asked him like, where was he? Because Rick Spielman used to GM the Vikings. He's like, where am I in the draft? Like, where would you take me? And he was like, I wouldn't. Like, you got to get more interceptions. And it's from that point on. I think he went on tear for like 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
Or whatever he had finished the season with at that point too. But when they had the discussion, or when he interviewed him during the sit down, he's the one that brought it up. He's like, yeah, I like to be pushed in that way. That's what this coaching staff is.
And that's why Brad Holmes likes these guys from Bama. Because not only are they coached hard by Nick Saban, but they've got 5 stars behind them at every spot. So it's not like they're gifted a spot. They are working and they are fighting to keep that spot and go out there and play that level of football. And if they know if they fuck up, you got a 5-star recruit right behind you ready to take that spot from you. So it's guys that are always on edge, always trying to be the best they can, and have been coached by Nick Saban for multiple years.
Brad was smart with it. Some may say he purchase some insurance.
Yeah.
Why don't you be smart? Purchase some insurance. That's Mark with Swiss. SwissINS.com is a website, but contact my guy, Mark, specifically. That's Mark at SwissINS.com. Make sure rates are climbing up on you. Make sure those deductibles aren't climbing up on you as well. That's Mark at SwissINS.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Hamp for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Dispo Dispensary's got the best curated bud, and they've curated the best atmosphere as well. The best deals, the best bud tenders, And they're also your local campus plug because there's 6 locations more across the great state of Michigan. If you guys can't make it there, it's DispoShops.com. They'll deliver to your front door at Dispo Dash. It's DispoShops.com. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug. Bonjour. I want to say Kendrick so bad right there. Bring it, 6 head on God.
Yeah, bro, it's such a bop, dude.
He murdered it. Even if I don't care if the shit he said wasn't true.
Dude,
the way he pieced it together was eloquent.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's no way he won. He got out-rapped. He got out-lied if they're lies. Like there's just no way. There's no way.
He did get out-lied.
Yeah.
Even if they were lies. What are you about to say?
And imagine like being at home as Drake, like chilling, just trying to watch some NBA basketball, throwing on the playoffs and out of the break here. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
Oh my God, they played that
They
part?
play it in and out of breaks, bro.
They played that part.
Wow.
Because I did the Brian Branch highlights on my Twitter the other day.
Yeah.
And I took that part out just because I don't want Branch in that word even in the
bro,
same.
they're playing that part in and out of it. Like, dude, you can't come back from that shit.
Chris, did you download the all NFC North defensive teams by chance?
They're still in there.
Okay, they're still in there. If you want to grab them, because that's what we have on the topic sheet next. And we kind of talk about Terrion Arnold, so a little bit, it segues. But if you don't got it, I got bullshit a little bit about this Tyler Boyd situation.
Yeah, no, they're here. What do you,
here?
what do you want? Yeah. You want yours first or Spencer's?
That, bro, door.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't mind up. Shh.
All right.
What?
Here they are.
Oh, yeah. That shit was funny as fuck. All right. Whoa.
It's
the defensive
offense.
ones. Yeah, God, he's just trying to get people pissed off at me all over.
What the fuck?
God damn.
My bad.
Jordan Love, you see that? He's number 1 on defense, too.
Great defense.
I had him as the number 1 ranked safety. No, honestly, I'm thinking out loud right now. I'll just get ahead of it.
Gotta have a million on me right
I don't think
now.
I had a single Minnesota Viking.
I didn't.
Okay, cool.
Why don't you look for yourself?
I was like, is there somebody I'm missing? Like, I kind of, because I wanted to save it as a segment, but I also wanted to ask.
Ooh, Aleem over Reader?
Yeah,
The
for
proven
sure.
Kamad?
For sure. Kenny Clark can demand the double team. That's a big motherfucker.
Kenny Clark over Devontae Wyatt?
Yes. Devontae Wyatt's more of like the pass rush. I have a lean for that. Who's been
TJ
better at it?
Edwards over Jack Campbell?
Over who?
I'm just kidding.
Jack Campbell?
Yeah, I'm
If
kidding
you
on that one. I had the same.
that's
Yeah.
that's some high praise.
Come on.
Damn.
High praise. You see what that man did the back half of last year? All right, where do we start? I'll start Aiden Hutchinson off the top at edge rusher.
Let's go.
We cool with that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lions fans, I appease you. It's the only way they want it. Opposite of him, I had Montez Sweat. Initially, it was a discussion in our group chat. I was thinking about putting up the other kid. He had 9 sacks or 6 sacks from Green Bay.
Gary?
Rashawn Gary.
Yeah.
Thank you. No. Montez Sweat, 12 of them things throughout the entirety of the season. Aleem McNeil, yes. Now, you had him.
Is it based on potential here? Because we know that we thought he was going to maybe flirt with double-digit sacks last season, but he did get hurt beforehand.
So last year, barring that injury, I think he probably could potentially have hit 8 of the sacks.
Yeah, for sure.
Still 5 sacks, which is, I know you brought up Devontae Wyatt. When I look at Aleem, I'm looking at him as like the pass rushing defensive tackle between the two of them. DJ Reader's there to eat space. I feel like Kenny Clark can give you that and a little bit of pass rush. That's why he's there for me. I think actually Kenny Clark might have cashed in like 6 or 7 sacks himself, but Aleem McNeil's my pass rush in this situation. 5 sacks is still good enough for me to put him there. Plus, he plays a run really well. Remember that game against New York?
Yeah.
And the game last year against Oakland?
Yeah.
Where he just took over.
In New York, I think he had like 20 or like 14, 15 pressures in that game alone.
Yeah.
Like that was by far his best game he's ever played.
Like I can get with like him not. I understand he's not doing every single game, but if he could do it 3 to 2 games a year,
oh for sure,
he's in my fucking. He's on my team.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark does the same for the Green Bay Packers. Linebackers, who was it that brought up T.J. Edwards? Was it? Oh, you were joking though.
Nick was joking. Yeah.
Yeah. T.J. Edwards is
He had like
officially
150
on this.
tackles
Yeah,
last
he
year.
was
Yeah.
It was a
Literally.
big surprise,
Thank you.
honestly.
And I think he's the one that picked us off too
Yeah.
when we played them.
They
He
both
is.
did.
Three
He
picks
played
on
very
them.
well with the Eagles too.
I'm pretty sure they both had an interception.
Yeah, they did. I think. Yeah, in the same game. Regardless, dog.
Yes.
All right, he's officially in the dog category. I think he's a Chicago native too, who like wanted to go to Chicago. I could be getting that wrong, but T.J. Edwards, they have the best linebacking core in the division.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Not even close. I don't even have to speak on Tremaine Edmonds. Tremaine Edmonds is what we want Jack Campbell to become. Brian Branch, the nickel. That's obvious there, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
Brian Branch nickel spot. You horny today.
Freaky ass boy on 69. God.
Yeah, you a freaky ass boy. You need to hit the
for your
bathroom
life.
during a break or something. Take care of that. Gary Alexander, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah. That's chalk.
Iffy. You gave me some reaction to Iffy. Who'd you have there?
You'll see.
Okay. I had Fonte Melifon with Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney, as much as I want to put Kirby Joseph there, he's just done it more. I don't know. If you put Kirby there, I don't have any beef with it, to be honest with you. I probably should have. I regret not putting Kirby there, actually.
Over Xavier McKinney?
Is a Harrison Smith past his prime for there for you? Easy.
No, absolutely not.
Past his prime, that's why he's not here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Harrison Smith is past his prime. He's not in mine either. I mean, if it, like I said, shout out to...
the name holds weight in the NFC.
You're right. Shout out to One Bar, but yeah, maybe it was 7 years ago. Harrison Smith would be on.
Harrison Smith, 3 sacks this year, 0 interceptions. He's on the downtrend of it, and
yeah,
I'm pretty sure if he gave us that in like the span of 6 or 7 games,
he might have done that just against Minnesota alone. He was killing them.
All right, throw up my list.
Played all 17 games last year too.
Throw up my list, Chris. We do have some differences.
Okay,
we do, and some of them are the same. The chalk ones are the same. I got Hutch. I got Montez Sweat. I did put DJ Reader and Devontae Wyatt.
Wow.
Instead of the Aleem and Kenny Clark. I think DJ Reader has cemented himself as one of the best.
You're the Aleem guy on the show too.
Yeah.
Or you were before I was.
One of the best interior defensive linemen in the NFL. And obviously, I think Aleem can have a breakout this year. I need to see him do it, though. I think he will. I really do. But as of right now, I'm going to put DJ Reader and Devontae Wyatt up there as the defensive tackles. Linebackers, I got TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. Pretty chalk. We already talked about that. St. Nickel, Brian Branch, I don't think that's a question. Same with defensive backs, Jair Alexander and Jalen Johnson. But I put Kevin Byard.
Oh, man, come on.
Kevin Byard over Ifantu Melifonwu.
He didn't do anything.
Kevin Byard has been first-team All-Pro twice in his career.
Wasn't last year.
He wasn't last year, but he was in 2021. This is a guy who has done a lot in his career. This is a guy who has 28 career interceptions. And, I think that I need to see it out of Iffy. I need to see it out of Iffy for an entire year before I'm going to put him over a guy who's been first-team All-Pro twice.
But he wasn't even good last year.
He was good. He was.
I think
he was good.
Him.
He still had, he had 122 tackles on the season. He played 16 games. This is a guy who is respected and very good in the NFL for multiple seasons and has done it for almost 10 years now. So he wasn't good last year though. Like he just wasn't. Like Ifantu Melifonwu, 5 interceptions, 3 sacks. Yeah, in 6 games? If he can do that
throughout,
do the
same
if he
year.
Can do it through 4. We don't even know if he's going to start next year.
Kevin Byard, I would understand this had Kevin Byard had a good year last year. I really would. Even if you have like a modest year, you'd be like, we've known what he's done in the past. He's probably going to return to that. He's in the back end of this. I think when he got traded, I don't think they even re-signed him after the fact. Philadelphia, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, like he was. I mean, that was a bad secondary for them last year, and Kevin Byard was part of that. It's your list.
He got traded halfway through the season to improve that secondary, and he did. And this is a guy who's, like I said, he's done it in the league before. If Melifonwu's 5-game sample size, if you're telling me that's the production we're going to see from him through 17 games in a regular season, then sure, that he'd be the best safety in the NFL if that's what we're going to get out of him. I'm not saying I'm going to expect that level of production for Iffy Melifonwu for 17 games of the season. If that's what you're saying, then Iffy Melifonwu is going to be first-team All-Pro and he's going to be the best safety in the league. I don't think that is reasonable to expect from him.
I think you'll get some variation of that. I do believe that. We shall see. It feels like Brian Branch is probably going to step into that role. Camp will be competitive as we predicted. But who was your other safety? McKinney?
McKinney, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I'd switch up in mind, probably McKinney for Kirby. McKinney's a dog, though. And it's just really just me being biased and being straight up with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, corners stood out to me there. Obviously, I would have gone Johnson and Alexander as well, but does it concern you at all? Alexander, the last 3 years, he's been hurt twice. Like, do you think that he's going to bounce back in his age 27 season, just like he was, like that second team AP All-Pro last season or 2 years ago?
Yeah.
You think Alexander's completely fine, not turning a different
Alexander turned it back up during the back half of last season.
Yeah, he definitely, after he stopped being crazy, he definitely got back.
Went out for a captain.
Yeah, he got back to playing pretty damn good ball and skill wise, Jair Alexander, when he's right, is one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. So
Nick, where you have the safety controversy there? Because we obviously, I don't know, we don't agree on that one. Well, Nick, I'm talking about.
I think there's so much potential on our safeties. You know what I'm saying? Easy. That's why I don't hate the iffy thing there, because if you do his stats for the whole entire season, he's putting up massive numbers at every single spot when he did get that starting role. So I don't hate that you have him in there, but it seems like Spenny just went with more proven veteran guys. I mean, I know McKinney's kind of on the younger side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't have a bone to pick, honestly, but I mean, we all think Kirby's going to explode, and then we saw what Iffy did in his limited role last season. Like I said, I could see both of these guys being in those spots next season.
Yeah, they very well could be. If he plays 17 games and he produces like he did last year in his limited role, he will be the best safety in the NFL. Like, I can't put those expectations on him that he is going to do what he did last year in a limited role throughout an entire season, let alone playing. We've never seen him play an entire season.
I totally get that. But Bayer was like bad. He wasn't good at all last year. And like he's older. It just feels like those years are behind him. But it's consistent with what you did with the offense. Obviously, you took JG over Love for that same reason. I did the same thing there. I took Love over JG. So, yeah, I'm kind of just going off the most recent performances and I guess who like I think would contribute like right away. Which obviously I believe it's iffy. McKinney, 3 picks last year, 11 pass deflections. I think he had half of a sack. Do you have a Kirby's numbers up by you by chance?
Because
that's the one I felt bad for.
Back-to-back
that's the one I
4
wanted
sacks,
to change.
or back-to-back 4 picks. I know that.
Yeah, you have 4 interceptions.
A couple knees taken.
82 combined tackles, no sacks, 4 interceptions.
Some more picks. How many PDs for Kirby?
Passes defended.
Is it KIR?
He had 11 passes defended.
So the same.
By the numbers.
So I don't even feel bad because it really is neck and neck right there between Kirby and him. I think, again, though, Kirby, I was there when you guys talked about like second-year breakout guys, but Kirby, for me, fits that list. There's so many guys
He's my
in this
number
defense.
1, yeah.
Kirby's number 1.
Kirby is my number 1.
Over
I think
Boy Jack?
I think he can lead the league in interceptions next year.
Okay, I can see it. I've said this is his rookie year.
Yeah.
I've been saying this about Kirby. He's been having to make up for lack thereof everywhere else.
Yeah, that was my whole thing with Kirby. Jack was my number 2 breakout, but Kirby was my number 1 because like last year, I think people got a bad taste in their mouth from him. Pause, no Drizzy, but was because he, like you said, he was making up for other guys. He had Cam Sutton and Kendall Vildor and less Kendall Vildor, honestly. He wasn't getting burnt too much, but Cam Sutton was getting burnt and beat in coverage. Jerry Jacobs, love him, but he was getting burnt and beat in coverage. So Kirby Joseph was forced to make up for those mistakes and try to overcompensate for the cornerbacks not being as good. And when you add guys like Carlton Davis, Amik Robertson, Terrion Arnold, and it's Rakestraw, who excel in man-on-man coverage, who excel at sticking to wide receivers down the field, it's going to allow Kirby Joseph to do what he does best, and that's being an elite playmaker in the back end of that defense. So I could see him leading the NFL in interceptions next year.
Even guys like Jack, or even like just getting their hands on the balls. I mean, the 2 picks that I guess I recall the most, and maybe they're the only 2 he had. Brian Branch, they were deflections. That's Kirby will be able to capitalize off those situations too. Like he's going to be there for a lot of it.
And speaking of those cornerbacks, Spenmo, I know we just went through Alexander and Jalen Johnson, 2 top-tier type guys when they're on the field.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe that the Lions, any of the guys in that room, can crack this spot come next season, including the 2 obviously highly regarded rookies in Arnold and Rakestraw?
You got me cheesing,
or a guy like Carlton Davis?
You got me cheesing because
a healthy Carlton Davis.
As much as I wouldn't bet on it, Nick, I can't say I wouldn't be surprised.
Gold jacket wearing.
I can't handle it. I'm a fan sometimes, but this is more than just being a fan. Like everything that the Detroit Lions have done to this defense, particularly this offseason, it adds up. Like as a football person, you can look at it. That's why if you watch other football shows, like nationally renowned football shows, and you heard the DJ Reader signing brought up, it was brought up that Aleem McNeil and that defensive line just got a whole lot scarier. Like these things are going to equate to good football if they just stay healthy and keep their mind on the task at hand. But speaking of which, a couple ways we do this thing. I'm going to let the chat decide. We talk a little bit about the wide receiver 3 position. We jump into the quarterback rings. I know a lot of you guys came in for that one too, but before that, we got to go talk about Les Stanford.
Let me tell you about Les Stanford, because Les Stanford What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service the customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brands you want at LesStanford.com. Les Stanford, together, let's ride.
Here, Premier Pet Supply, man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out PremierPetSupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan. Locations have been popping up all over Metro Detroit, doubling their number of restaurants this year. Known for their quality hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tenders, chicken sandwiches, and New York-style pizza. Be sure to stop in and try at a mega station near you or go to Sorokis.com to figure out where you can get some of this delicious food.
What up, though, and welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WorldSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Sophmore.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff.
Let's go.
A.K.A. Detroit Mario. I haven't decided what we're doing.
Smash that like button.
I'm letting Chris decide.
What are our options here?
We doing wide receivers, or we jumping to the quarterbacks?
Come on, Easy. You know you got to follow your heart. Talk that quarterback talk.
You were going off on Twitter today. Easy. Going off.
Follow your heart.
I don't even know where to begin. CBS put out the
Start with the top
list.
10.
Yeah. All right, we'll start with the top 10.
So CBS put out their quarterback list, their quarterback rankings going into next year, and it was from Cody Benjamin. And here is the top 10. Obviously, whoa. All right, Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Brock Purdy, number 2.
This list has been decredited.
That's aggressive.
Fudge.
Josh Allen, 3. Joe Burrow, 4. CJ Stroud, 5. Lamar Jackson, 6. Jalen Hurts, 7. Dak Prescott, 8. Justin Herbert, 9. And old Jordan Love.
Good old Love.
Sitting there at number 10. Brock Purdy at 2 is ridiculous. Is that not crazy to me? Like,
that's terrible.
That's strong.
You cannot. There is no.
Number 2 is aggressively.
There is no fucking way you can tell me Brock Purdy is better than Josh Allen.
Yeah, no.
Like, there's nothing you can tell me that would convince me that Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Josh Allen.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's, to be honest with you too. Like I saw this list and obviously I was fucking kikiing at Broder and Stick and whoever else on that side of that conversation. But I was looking for Goff. That I didn't even know that Purdy was number 2 on this list.
Purdy at number 2 is
that is
yikes.
That's something.
Okay, well,
but
he got
Goff not in the top 10.
Goff not in the top 10. Josh Allen 3.
Jordan Love is in the top 10. Now, if you show
CJ
us
Stroud top 5,
which is yes, I agree with that. I think CJ Stroud is a top 5 quarterback. I think he's going to win MVP this year. But
would you take Purdy over Lamar?
No, fuck no, not even think about it.
What?
Kyle Shanahan would tell you to your face he's not taking Purdy over Lamar.
I think it would too.
And you got 11 at Lamar, or 11 Aaron Rodgers, 12 Tua Tagovailoa. And there he is, easy with a big smile on his face before I even say it. Jared Goff clocking in at number 13, in between Tua Tagovailoa and Kirk Cousins. Some other notable names. You have Trevor Lawrence down there at 15, Matthew Stafford at 16.
That's crazy.
Baker Mayfield at 20. Caleb Williams already at 23.
I don't understand Deshaun Watson.
And Bryce Young, or Daniel Jones at 32, voted the worst quarterback in the NFL. Can't be too mad at that.
Is he the worst?
Wow.
Yeah, out of this list, I mean, I'm going to put him over rookies.
How is Daniels ahead of JJ?
How is JJ 25? He's not even starting.
I'm putting Daniel Jones ahead of Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I mean,
and
this
maybe Will Levis.
This is not a slight on JJ, but we know he's got to prove it, right? Like,
yes. So does Bo Nix.
Easily 32 and 31 for me.
Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, I don't hate Bryce Young at 31. Sorry, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I remember wanting him once upon a time because of J-Mo, but J-Mo's arrived. Bryce hasn't. And I don't think he will for a while, unless he leaves the Panthers or they just.
If he grows maybe 6 inches and becomes 5'7", then
you are trash. Obviously, the big one here.
Jared Goff at 13.
Jared Goff at 13.
Below Tua Tagovailoa, just ahead of Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins ahead of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins ahead of Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford at 16 is pretty disrespectful.
I want to be respectful because we will have Cody Benjamin on the show. We've been going back and forth on email while we've been live here. Not going to be today, though, but I want to give him a chance to explain himself a bit here.
I think this has to be his projections for next year, obviously.
Yes, with JJ in there.
It's going to be, and with Deshaun Watson at 17. And this has to be what he thinks how it's going to shake out next year. Because Stafford at 16, I think, is low. Jared Goff at 13, I'm not mad at it. Like, it's, if you want to put Jared Goff anywhere from 8 to 13, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not. I mean, he's very good. He's great in the situation he's given right now. But I think when I did this list, even when I did the NFC North one, I'm just taking that person out of the situation they're in right now and whatever new one we're recreating. I want a guy that's going to succeed, not a guy that needs certain situations to succeed. I think that's why you see Goff down there. And in somewhat ways and forms, you can point to Purdy and say those same things.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I don't understand is having Purdy at 2 but Goff at 13.
Yeah.
That doesn't correlate.
My personal list, I think, I got to check it right now. I don't know if Purdy made my top 10, but I know he was right next to Goff because as of now, he is that type of quarterback as well.
I would put
he offers a little bit more that he can extend those plays.
Yeah.
And he's willing to run at times. Not that he's willing, he just can.
I would put Goff, Purdy, and Tua all in the same type of caliber.
Yes.
And
I think most people do.
Yeah, I think they should all be. It's like, I know nobody likes to hear it, but Cam Newton was right. Like the game changer compared to game manager. And it's not bad to be a game manager. That's not a bad thing. Like, you do need to be a game manager sometimes, but I think Goff, Tua, and Purdy are all in the same ilk of quarterback.
Yes.
So I don't understand the rationale of putting Purdy at 2 but Goff at 13. I think if you're going to put Purdy at 2, Goff needs to be in your top 10. And if you're going to put Goff at 13, there's no way you can have Purdy at 2.
That's where I'm at with it. And I get that Purdy does offer a bit more than JG and probably say the same for Tua, but they should be clustered together in some form or fashion. That's where I'm at with it. Allen, for me, I had at number 2. I made, I think a list up to, I think I got as far as 16, 17. And maybe you want to do this for something down the line? Or
we can do it tomorrow. Yeah,
okay, we'll do it tomorrow. I had JG 12.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not extremely mad. I feel like Goff falls anywhere between 8 and 13.
It's not.
We talked about that last year,
yeah,
about that fluctuation of quarterback. It's always going to be around there.
That's the thing where it gets perceived as hate, and it's like it's not. It's like there's other people outside of Detroit that watch football and assess football, analyze football, and they have him nowhere near where a lot of us do. There was that Bleacher Report list that came out. I think Goff was 8 on that one, Nick. I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I think the one.
And that's exactly what you said earlier. If he's anywhere from 8 to 13, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, not mad.
And where it's not a knock on him too is Goff is he's gonna ball. Like, this is not us saying he's not going to. He is going to put on another great performance this year as long as he stays healthy, and it's because he's in a perfect situation to do that.
Yeah.
When you do these lists, it's like, okay, what if we move this guy from another situation?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G, perfect example. Jimmy G, you could argue almost a lot of the same things you did with JG, winner, Super Bowl, all that stuff. Put in a different situation with the Raiders. Fell apart.
Yeah.
JG has been in different situations with us when he first got here. I'm not going to harp on him too much his rookie season. That's his rookie season, for Christ's sakes. But we've seen the up and downs, right? You have to know how to win with Goff.
Like a horrible roster.
With Josh Allen, the next year, he is going to have like nobody. Like, he's going to have a rookie rookie wide receiver as his wide receiver 1, a second-year tight end as his second option in the offense. I guarantee Josh Allen still goes for 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns. Like, that's just, he is a playmaker.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's going to throw a bunch of interceptions too. That's what he does. But Broder said 10 plus or minus 3 spots. And that seems pretty fair.
Do you guys agree? A question, Easy. I know you have the strongest opinion about Goff, obviously, on the network. Do you guys think that the fact that Sean McVay, offensive guru, completely just tarnished this guy's name, trashed his name, went out, won a Super Bowl after, do you think that comes back to any of these lists, any of these rankings, anybody's opinion at all, that Mr. Super Bowl youngest head coach ever trashed this dude, threw him away to the Wolves? Do you think that affects anybody's opinion when it comes to Goff, when it comes to the media and set things?
No, I don't think so.
Can't get away from that?
I think they wanted an upgrade at that position. They wanted to go from a guy like Jared Goff or Brock Purdy or Tua Tagovailoa to a Matthew Stafford or a guy who is going to drive the ball down the field in any type of environment with consistency. And we saw it in Detroit that Matthew Stafford can put him out there with the best of them. And I guarantee if you ask Kyle Shanahan, would you rather have Brock Purdy or would you rather have Matthew Stafford? Like, he's going to say that. You want the guy that will go out there and make things happen and can move offense down the field with their arm alone. There's nothing against Goff. It's just guys have different skill sets, and that's not a skill set they were looking for to run their offense.
Skill sets that you can work in a vacuum, right? In a situation where you don't have the best offensive line, a great head play caller in Ben Johnson. Like, that's just what it is. Still, you could, and that's the thing where, like, to Nick's question, I'm talking about like Sean McVay. Like, I don't think he trashed his name really. Like, I guess because I do respect Sean McVay's offensive opinion. I think he'd be kind of foolish not to. But at the same time, he did go out and win games with Jared Goff. Yeah. He did go out and make it to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. So I think he also helped him just as much as if you were to trash him, because he showed it's possible. I could tell you right now, although I have JG at 12 on my personal list, that I think he win a Super Bowl with him. I think Detroit Lions have done enough and put enough around him where you can go out there and win a Super Bowl. I just won't make the bet, but anything can happen.
And I think if Sean McVay really got down to it and couldn't have gone out there and got a Matthew Stafford or quarterback like that, they could have adjusted their offense and tailored their offense around what Jared Goff does. In LA, they really didn't do it to the level we've seen Ben Johnson and the Detroit Lions do it, where they were still, with Robert Woods, with Brandon Cooks, with guys like that in their offense, they were trying to push the ball down the field and take shots down the field. Yeah. Where if they, especially now, I think Jared Goff would fit in LA's offense a lot better now than he did back then, because you've got Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and guys that can catch in the middle of the field and run, compared to a Robert Woods and a Brandon Cooks and guys that are looking for deep shots down the sidelines.
I like that.
Yeah, I think Goff and McVay have both grown too, to be honest with you as well, because we saw him take that more. I've seen McVay grow as well as Goff.
Yeah. Got a couple more questions for you guys when we get back.
A lot of questions too. I guess I got a question for Spinny. So because you have JG in that 8 to 13 range.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is sitting there at 10 on this list.
Yeah, I guess.
And you didn't have on that All-NFC team, All-NFC North team.
Yeah, and I will address the Jordan Love allegations after break. But first, let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's, because awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, relax, and let what a Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down, Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers. With one major difference, they're family and locally owned and operated for 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
What up, and welcome to Woodward Heavyweights live at woodwardsports.com. I'm Eazy.
Hello.
Rax, young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button. Let's get into it. You didn't have Jordan Love on your All-NFC North team.
I did not.
Does that reflect in your rankings as well? Because right now, on this list specifically, he's sitting at 10, JG at 13.
I would, again,
based off that, he'd be starting.
I see this as a projection for next year.
Okay.
Ranking. And so I don't like doing that. You know, I don't like doing that. I don't like putting rookies in my power rankings and stuff like that because I haven't seen them play a snap of football yet. I like going on what we've seen and what we already have. Byard. Yeah, and
it's disgusting.
And I don't like projecting Ife Melifonwu being the best safety in the history of the NFL because of what he did. Well, if he produces like he did in that 5-game
even
stretch
if it's not
for
that,
17
he's gonna produce.
That would be the
It may
best.
not be to what that was, but he's for sure damn well will produce.
Yeah, we'll see. But
he's a hater.
No,
he hates it.
Right now, I would not. I would rank. I would rank.
Basically, calling him a cancer.
Jared Goff over Jordan Love right now because of what I've said before.
You would?
Yes, because of what I said before about I see where you're coming from. I see where Cody Benjamin is coming from, and you can see how he plays. That he has a better skill set to play quarterback than Jared Goff does. His athleticism, his arm talent are both better than Jared Goff, but I need to see him do it again. I need to see him go out there and do it again in a league where that now has 16 games, 17 games plus playoffs of tape on who Jordan Love is a quarterback. I need to see him go out there and prove that it wasn't just a splash in the pond, that he is that guy, that he is a guy like that. I've seen Jared Goff perform like this in a Lions uniform for 2 years now. I've seen him do it before with the Rams. So I am not yet making the jump over. Could I see him doing it? Yes, I very well could. Could I see Jordan Love outperforming Jared Goff next year? I could. But as of right now, what we've seen, I'm not ready to put him over there yet.
Spenmo, I'm right there with you. I think Jordan Love, I mean, the facts are he went 9-8. He went into Dallas. What does Dallas always do in the playoffs? They choke. Like every single year, Dallas chokes. So he went 9-8. He choked it, or Dallas always chokes in the playoffs. You got to give him credit, though.
Let me give you a pause right there, Nick, and then I'll get back to you. That doesn't factor into it at all for me. Quarterback wins are not a stat in my mind. I pay no semblance to quarterback wins at all. I think that is the worst stat out there because football is the ultimate team game, and so that's
I think you have to be able to lead your team to wins. I believe that. I mean, some people have it. You can have all the talent in the world and just not put it together.
Would you say what Jared Goff did?
You can't have it mentally.
Would you say what Jared Goff did in his LA Rams Super Bowl run was that leading his team to wins? Because he threw one touchdown in the playoffs for the Rams.
I mean, he could have threw more picks and ruined games.
Well, yeah, I mean, anybody can do anything, but that's
True.
not.
I mean,
that's why I don't.
Jamarcus Russell could throw 100 yards. He couldn't fucking figure it out within his own head. When it comes to talent-wise, like I'm saying, Jamarcus Russell the most talent. You know, obviously.
Yeah, I'm talking about quarterback wins. The quarterback wins stat.
Yeah, obviously he didn't have great numbers when he led his team to the Super Bowl. That's right. Yeah.
That's why I said I wouldn't say he led his team to the Super Bowl. I'd say he got carried to a Super Bowl that year by his defense and by his run game.
Yeah, I'm just saying Jordan Love went 9-8. He had one playoff win in his career. For me, I would love to see him do it again as well. That's where I'm at with Jordan Love. It's hella upside here. And that's what, I mean, all of us have seen it before with Green Bay quarterbacks and a guy that sat in the past. Usually, if you do it right, and Green Bay tends to do it right every single time, they hit that next level. Jordan Love, I can 100% see hitting that next level, but for next season, I wouldn't rather have Jordan Love under center leading this team.
That is another thing, too. That's not even a question for me. Like, when you said next year, who would you rather have, Jordan Love or Jared Goff? Like, the circumstances behind it, 1,000% Jared Goff, just because of the cohesion and the offense and everything like that. That's not even a question to me.
Starting team raw,
I'm taking Jordan Love based on age and progression.
Yeah. That's what I do when I do these. I like take it in the vacuum, and like years prior can obviously help you determine based off what you're seeing. Numbers, I've never been a big numbers guy. Like I just don't. Typically, I have this show. We brought ourselves this far along. And I'll have them if I have the time to bring them up, or if it's something I find interesting and stuff like that. But like, they don't tell the full story, right? If the game was determined off of statistical numbers, then it would have been Tua Tagovailoa hoisting that Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year, not Patrick Mahomes, who had a bad year by almost all standards, because even 27 touchdowns, 14 picks.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, JG had what 27 and 12 last year, and people were all over it.
I think it's 29.
So still a good year, regardless. Ranked 8th in total QBR. Like the numbers, he still won the freaking Super Bowl. JJ McCarthy, right? Top 10 pick in the NFL draft. The numbers wouldn't suggest that at all.
No.
In fact, I didn't look it up myself, but if you guys want to look up like the collegiate numbers, the leader in passing yards, which Jared Goff was second this year. That's the one people like to point to a lot. Probably was the number one pick in the draft. Top 10, I really don't know. It could have been.
Who?
Just this year in college.
Oh, Jaden Daniels would have been the number one pick by far.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the numbers don't tell the full story. So then we go into, like, the game itself. All right? Skill set-wise, as you mentioned, too, you had Jordan Love, a guy who progressed throughout the season, too. But this is a complicated offense. This offense is very much like the Detroit Lions, very much like, obviously, even more so like the LA Rams, where there's a lot of motion. You have to time your cadence right. The leadership quality, too, like I think he had this year specifically, and obviously they're a worse off team, but he had more fourth quarter comebacks than our guy JG. He has that when it comes like on the field. I can't speak to leadership in either one of them because I'm not in the huddles per se, but we've seen him shape up the back half of the season. Carved us up. Who went to the NFC Conference Championship game. Carved up the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs right after. Like he switched. It felt like the beginning of the season, he was just trying to go for that deep ball. But in the back half of the season, what he did, he just extended plays and just made phenomenal throws.
You saw
all platform throws he makes.
Yeah.
They're up there with the best. They just are. Against the Detroit Lions specifically, and the way this could relate to Detroit Lions fans who hate the conversation when it comes to comparing him to our guy, the Green Bay game against us on Thanksgiving. You guys wanted to fire AG immediately after that game. On this show specifically, we broke down those throws.
Yeah.
And we said, what was anybody supposed to do?
Yeah, you can't guard it better than
this was a phenomenal throw.
Yeah.
This guy stepped out of the pocket, reset the pocket, and just made a rifled it off sidearm style down the field for 50 yards. Like he balled his mind out, and that's what you saw out of him up into the San Fran game, which, hey, San Fran, good team. They beat us too.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm not holding it over Jordan Love that he lost to San Francisco in the playoffs.
No, yeah.
So did we. I agree with you. He really got his confidence in the second half of the season. You saw him a lot more confident in the pocket with the play calling, doing different things, audibles, stuff like that. And yeah, it's his mannerisms, his little quirks in his throwing and his hands off is Rodgers-esque. Like, you can see that he sat behind and studied one of the greatest throwers of the football that has ever lived on the planet Earth in Aaron Rodgers. Like, he studied that man for a while, and the throws he makes are insane. They're insane. And
can
He's more athletic. That's not even questionable.
Yes.
He is
a deeper arm.
He has a better arm. I wouldn't say that's questionable either.
I saw
his off balance platform throws are pretty nasty.
Broder said ball placement as a strength for JG. And again, JG's our guy. I think we win the Super Bowl with him. That is not a strength for Jared Goff.
That
is.
Well, I mean,
he keeps it safe. It seems like
he can do it.
He places the ball. He's made some.
Not a strength.
He made some very good throws. It looks ugly. Like the throws look ugly, but
would you call it a strength?
They go to where I would say accuracy and ball placement.
Accuracy, yes. Ball placement, no.
Easy. I think he keeps his wide receiver safe, like away from massive hits. That's what I've seen out of ball placement. Maybe that's where Broder's going with that. Like you've seen, like, getting somebody coming over the middle, somebody just getting absolutely decked. You don't really see it too much out of Goff.
Yeah, and I say this all the time, too, when it comes to like the deep ball. I think the same way, too, with those, like, the sideline throws that Aaron Rodgers used to always make, just putting people's heads with Jordy Nelson. Like,
dropping it in a bucket.
Yeah, those kind of throws. It happens.
Yes.
But I make the analogy to the home run all the time. Almost everybody in the MLB can hit one. The good guys are hitting more of them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that you can't do it. It's just not a strength per se. But and to Paul Thomas,
and Cody Ingle says it's not a weakness though. Easy. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think.
I would say
it's not a strength.
It's just something that this guy has over him.
Yes,
I'd say. The other thing I saw already from Paul Thomas, it's a classic Eazy and Flannel argument. Find the stats to support your narrative. I don't think I brought up a single stat during the Jordan Love rant. No. I just gave you I gave you the numbers the other day.
Yeah.
I told you he's mobile to extend plays. He's mobile to run. They get 247 yards and 4 touchdowns.
The eye test plays a pretty big factor in it.
Thank you. And then that's where it becomes like a ball, nowhere conversation. That's when I bring those type of things up. Because you could throw numbers all day. And I love Flannel Sam. God bless him. But like he's actually even involved that too, where he's like breaking down film. I see him do it on the morning show. Check out the Woo Crew live from 8 to 10. But like it's an eye test just as much as the numbers.
Yes.
When they're hand in hand, it's a perfect marriage. But that's basically what it is. I mean, we can go further too if you guys want to call in or do whatever. But Chris is freaking out, throwing up the break sign, so we will do that.
I'm not freaking out.
God damn it! I'm not
I saw you, and I have a clock.
I'm totally calm. No.
He just wants to talk. He wants to hit the mic. So tell us about Glorious Cannabis.
I'll tell you about Glorious Cannabis. It is the best place to go if you want a new ice water bubble hash pre-roll with diamonds. You heard me right. Constantly pushing to create the best canna experience. That perfect boost comes from the added touch of pure THC diamond dust, allowing flowers only the highest terps to make the best even better. Glorious Cannabis. Check them out at your local retailer or visit gloriouscanna.com.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What up, though, and welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. Let me tell you about Dispo Dispensary. It's the best in the game, the best curated atmosphere to buy your curated cannabis, the largest name brand products, the best deals, the best bud tenders. Dispo Dispensary. If you can't make it there, visit disposhops.com for Dispo Dash. Again, it's Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug. What up, though, and welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on woodsports.com. We'll get the number in there. You guys, I don't even have headphones.
Yeah, what happened?
There's some over there, is there?
What happened?
No. What happened? We'll figure out. I'll get some headphones from the back if I have to. But Broder comments, it says, and he was at his best when Aaron Jones was back, right? On the topic of needing things to be perfect around him. He still didn't have a great offensive line. And last time I checked, the game, well, the second game where the one on the run, it was in Detroit. Aaron Jones didn't play that game. It was Dylan and whoever the hell else they had back there, and he put on a clinic. He just did.
Yes, he did.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get disrespectful, but I don't. What you said, brother, yeah, that is how I feel. If you see it another way, I just don't think you know ball. I'd be forthright with it. That's just where I'm at with it.
I'm not mad at it because like when you watch him play, you could see like it's okay to be on my side too, where you don't want to say it now because you need to see him do it again. But
yeah,
if he does it again, I'm gonna say it. Like it's like if he goes out there and he does exactly what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fucking say it. It's okay to say that there's people better than guy and like.
Because our guy's still going to ball.
Yes.
He's still going to put up these numbers that you guys love to spew out. He's still going to do the same thing. It's the same offense that arguably could have gotten better throughout just the experience of guys like Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs. So, like, offensive line, I think there's better pass protection now for JG, too. I think just him being in this offense for year 3 of the things, he's going to be more comfortable to go outside of his box and make those plays outside the structure or off scheduled throws just because he knows where his guys are going to be. That's why the blitz doesn't work against him anymore. Right now, this year, Jared Goff, we can win a Super Bowl with him right now. This is in no shape or form is a knock on JG.
Yeah.
It's just an assessment of skills for me.
If you put Jordan Love in the offense that Jared Goff had last year, I think you would put up better numbers. If you put Jordan Love in the offense that Brock Purdy had last year, I think he would put up better numbers than Brock Purdy. Like, I just think the skill set is what puts him apart. But I need to see him do it again before I stake my claim.
And one other piece of it, too, I guess, because I'm going to attack for this guy. So I have to, I'm sorry for spinning and apologize to Chris and Nick. And if you guys don't want to hear more of it, but like, another thing, we bring up the wide receivers, right? All sophomore to rookie season guys. Who, like, again, I think I brought it up earlier where people were like, okay, J-Mo year 3, like, this is it, guys. He's getting better now. Like, those guys are going through the same situation. They don't have a single wide receiver over 1,000 yards. I don't think they have a single wide receiver at 900 yards because that's the other piece of it, too. The one thing I love about JG, he spreads that ball around. He plays smart football.
Yeah.
Like Broder said, football IQ for one of those skill sets. I checked the green box for that because, I put that over Jordan Love for him right now because he has that. Jordan Love does that, too.
Mm-hmm.
Those wide receivers, again, sophomore to rookie year guys, spreading the love. No pun intended. Everybody's eating.
Cartier says, what has Jordan Love shown to believe in him in the playoffs?
He won a playoff game in Dallas.
He went into Dallas and beat Dallas. They lost to the 49ers. We lost to the 49ers. So, stuff like that Danny G. Like, I love you guys, Cartier, Danny G. This debate is wild. Can't believe Love is getting more credit for half a season than Goff has that has ever in his career. That sounds like defensive to me. Like Jordan Love played a whole season last year. It's not like he only played half a season. He played a whole season last year, and he looked damn good doing it. So it's not like it's all right. You guys don't have to defend this guy so much. He's a big boy. He can fight his own battles. And if he wants to prove people wrong, he can go out there and play better. Play better than what Jordan Love does. And that's, again, I'm not saying I'd take him over him because I would take Jared Goff next year, especially in this offense. But we'll see.
I mean, gun guy, who usually, and I'll just say it for him, take your pants off.
Shout out gun guy.
Chime in with a take. QB numbers don't need to be great when you have 2,000-yard rushers.
Definitely helps.
Phenomenal point.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gibbs just missed it. But that's what I'm saying. JG is in where he needs to be elite, to be the best version of Jared Goff. We have that right now, and that's what we're seeing right now. And that's why you guys are willing or able to have these conversations. He is, and I'm saying he is that. I'm just saying, like, in a vacuum, I would take these other people over him. But JG's gonna ball.
Yeah, I don't get why this is in a lot of people's mind not a conversation. I just don't see it when you look at the totality of it. Because yes, Jared Goff is in a situation not just that works for Jared Goff, that would work for any quarterback almost. I mean, you put damn near any quarterback. Well,
definitely
of the
any
quality of the quality ones. We're not talking, we're not talking the Bailey Zappies of the world, but when you mention the top 20 quarterbacks, I think you put all of them in the Lions system, and they will look better than they do, or most of them. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have my headphones in. I apologize.
Oh, you're good. No, I just want to say, like, it's it's the ability and the skill factor potential that Love shows. I don't get why this is so hard to see. He whopped that Dallas team on their own field in his first playoff game as a starter. How are you not looking at that guy and projecting growth? We do it every year with these Lions players. So I think it's a fair conversation, but I'm with Spencer. Right now, to me, the biggest difference is that the continuity, the difference in talent does not equate as strongly as the continuity that Jared Goff has.
Yeah.
Meaning, I wouldn't trade. I don't think Jordan Love is 3 years of chemistry in the same offense better than Jared Goff right now, which is why I would take Jared Goff.
And everybody's saying like he sucked. He was so bad at the beginning of the year. He really only had 2 really bad games. And that was against us the first time and against the Raiders. The Raiders game was awful. And against us the first time was really bad. The rest of it was pretty chalk until he really hit his stride and then was performing at a different level. But it's not like he was awful for the entire first half of the season.
JG has everything around him to compete with Jordan Love if he continues on that streak that some people project him to be. That's the one part of the argument where like I can't like disagree. It's like we got to see more of it.
Yes, I do need to see more of it before I'll put him over Jared Goff. But like I said, eye test wise, when I look at him and I see how he extends plays and how he makes throws on the run, and I'm like, damn, I wish my quarterback could do that. I'll say that.
Easy. Let's not forget though, the Packers added a lot of talent to him in the second round with Watson, with Reed, and with Musgrave too.
Watson only played like 8. I would even say like 7.5 games, and I can only speak to that because I've had him on fantasy where he started games and didn't finish 2 of them last year, and then also only played like 7 actual ones, and still was just dealing with that hamstring all year long. Like that's the guy we point to as number one. Other than that, it was Dobbs, it was Wicks, and it was Reed, and he utilized them all. That's just like that's like phenomenal to do. Matthew Stafford, I think he was kind of spoiled with the guy we had in that chair earlier in Calvin Johnson, where like it felt like he wouldn't look elsewhere, and then he developed that. Then after obviously Calvin left, he had to spread the ball around a little bit more, but he would have his favorites, and it was very obvious. Something that both Jordan Love and Jared Goff do really well is spread the ball around and just make the right read. Like the Packers offense is just as nuanced as ours when it comes to like those motions, those option routes, timing of your cadence, so those guys can hit the motion and hit the route on time, and then making the read off of those too. It is the Sean McVay. LaFleur is from the Sean McVay tree. LaFleur. But again, don't even care to have the conversation. JG is in a perfect situation where he can compete with a guy like Love. He can get that W over him. But you have more say too, Nick, on the
I was just saying
front.
he paid 4 through 12 weeks and the playoffs. But I mean, yeah, obviously he wasn't there the whole season. But I'm just saying they have used capital to try to, what's the word? Insulate him, like obviously with weapons as well. Maybe Watson got hurt last year, but I mean he has 3 second-round targets when it comes to the offensive side of the ball.
I mean, yeah. So what?
I mean, you got to make them look good too, but that's talent around you. Like
everybody has talent around.
It's young talent. Like it's like they're not proven guys, and it was shared across every single one. If it was like just one of those
St.
guys,
Brown, Williams, those are all 3 young guys as well that Goff has made look good.
The offensive line had 4, I think 3 first-round picks on it last year. Like
yeah, I mean that we've invested in the O-line, no doubt.
It's more than just skill positions when it comes to offense.
I guess, and for Nick though, like so what skills would you have JG categorized over Love on? Just skills.
I think you can just demand an offense better.
Just command of the offense?
Command of the offense. Maybe make different reads better when it comes to audibles.
So being in the league more, being a veteran more. Because that last year was the first year Jordan Love started.
We'll see how Love develops. Like what it always comes back to. But you guys remember D-Mont's run last season? That was on Goff. Maybe it doesn't come up in the stat sheet, but that's a big deal of making the change.
I don't have headphones
Montgomery audible run.
No, that was on Ben
80
Johnson.
yards.
Ben Johnson told Goff to do that.
Right.
Yeah, you cut the post-game presser. He said it.
All right.
But obviously JG still made the call. So none of these are knocks. None of these are knocks on JG. These are just, I guess, ironing out any misunderstandings there may have been. Command the offense. Is there any other skill sets you'd put JG over Love on? I mean,
just thinking off rip, I mean, you're putting me on the spot here. I don't really have anything besides the command of the offense. Obviously, the mobility Love is better. Like, that is big when it comes to running for a first down or, say, extending the play. Obviously, Love is better with that. But, I mean, just off rip, I'm thinking in the middle accuracy, Goff is, like, some of the best in the league, like, in my eyes.
Just off experience, I have no issue saying football IQ. I think when you have JG's skill set, you need football IQ to survive in the league alone. But those are things, like Spinney said, like you probably get as it goes along. I think he already has some of it, by the way, too. Like I said.
Definitely. You know, being a veteran, Jared Goff will be able to command the offense more and be able to do different things because he's been there before and he's done that before. So that's for sure. I'll give it to him. I'll give him accuracy for sure. I'll give him, like you said, football IQ, command of the offense definitely because he's been in that system for 3 years now with the same head coach, the same play caller, and some of the same weapons. So that's or going on 3 years now. So that's definitely something I'd give him for sure.
Berta says Goff is better in the pocket. Jordan Love is better out of the pocket. That'd be true, but also Jordan Love's never had the pockets like JG's working with. And I know there's like, I think I saw in his post, like time to throw or whatever. Like when you're running, you're extending your time as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just clearing it out. And I'm glad I actually got that off my chest because unless obviously people want to call and discuss it, I'm done with that one. I mean, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you for it.
Moving on, though.
Let me tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym. There's tons of equipment, a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you're at, there's Planet Fitness close by. More than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports? Merch. It's a new era in sports wearables, new design, amazing peel, the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click the shop tab and get yourself some brand new
merch.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm Easy, joined by Sophmore Rax, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Detroit Mario. Smash the like button if you guys haven't already. Carrying on the show, got Detroit Lions. We got Jim Harbaugh, Dan Campbell. Let's talk about the receivers. Because I feel like I want to talk about it before it bypasses me. Detroit Lions wanted to bring back Josh Reynolds.
Yes, they did.
Brad Holmes said it himself. He would have had an A+ offseason, and that's just the only thing he wasn't able to get done was like keeping Josh Reynolds. I think number one wide receivers or good wide receivers come in all shapes and sizes. You have the Calvin Johnsons, you have the Herman Moores, you have the Amon-Ra St. Browns, you have the CeeDee. There's all different kind of guys that can still be a number one wide receiver for you. I think they want something specific, or at least like what Reynolds offered in terms of like his route running and smoothness. I think DPJ, obviously as an athlete, is going to give you those highlight plays and can make those highlight plays. But I think we have that in J-Mo, at least. And DPJ probably plays this wide receiver 3 role moving into this season. And this is on the topic, Christian making a face, because we're talking about Detroit Lions didn't acquire Tyler Boyd. A lot of people thought they would be able to get. I still like Zay Jones is out there. There's still going to be training camp cuts. I'm honestly curious what's going to happen in Tennessee when because they have 3 amazing wide receivers right now. Well, not amazing, but 3 really good wide receivers. DeAndre Hopkins on the back end. They also grabbed Calvin Ridley, who they paid a lot. They paid very handsomely. And obviously they drafted, they just signed Tyler Boyd as well. People are actually talking about they're going to trade, what's his name? The guy, the wide receiver they drafted in the 2nd or 1st round?
Treylon Burks.
Oh, yeah.
Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, I believe.
Who, I can't hear him, damn it.
Treylon Burks.
Yes, Treylon Burks, yes. So maybe he gets cut or traded. Detroit Lions acquire that one. Maybe DeAndre Hopkins get cut or traded, and he makes it.
You guys know where he was born?
Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, does that interest you?
Born in Flint.
Really?
Flint,
What'd he say?
Michigan.
God damn,
Treylon Burks, born in Flint.
Oh, really? Are you saying Draylon or Treylon?
Treylon.
That's what's throwing me off. Keep hearing Dre.
You just muted yourself, so
I
nobody
know.
can hear you.
I did it on purpose.
Oh, he did it on purpose.
I kind of spoke to this question. Let's talk receivers then. Speakeasy Sports is Amon-Ra top 5. Wide receiver 1's coming in all shapes and sizes.
Amon-Ra is top
yes, he
5.
is a top 5 wide receiver. Yes.
Wait, who said that?
Your guy, Detroit Supremacy. You put him in almost any offense, and he's still going to be a badass because he is just a badass all around. But Treylon Burks, option for. I mean, I guess where are you at DPJ? Are you still looking? Are you still shopping if you're Brett Holmes?
I mean, I think they are. I don't think the fight ever ends. Like, it's never a bad thing to have too many receivers, too many talented receivers that can go out there and make plays. I do think they have confidence in Donovan Peoples-Jones and what he can bring to this offense, as I do as well. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones could be a very, very suitable wide receiver 3. I talked about how he can, he'll be a red zone threat for this team based on his size and his leaping ability and his athleticism and different things like that. But yeah, I don't think they're just not looking anymore because, like you said, they wanted, even with Josh Reynolds still on this, or with Donovan Peoples-Jones on this team, they wanted to bring back Josh Reynolds. I think part of that is because of the familiarity he has with this offense, the connection he has with Jared Goff is definitely a big part of it, but also maybe they're not as confident in Josh Reynolds as they'd like to be. So Treylon Burks would be awesome if you'd get him as dirt cheap right now. You could get him extremely, extremely cheap for the upside that he has. He does get injured a lot, but we know that makes Brad Holmes want him even more. So I would love to see if they went after a guy like Treylon Burks, but look out for the post-camp cuts. I think that's where they're going to be hunting guys, and I think wide receiver and defensive end are going to be very highly commodited or highly coveted commodities for the Detroit Lions for post-camp cuts.
Nick?
Treylon Burks is interesting. I liked him coming out of college, but I remember early in, I think his rookie camp, I think there was a story of him not it was with the coaches. Maybe he came in overweight or something. I'm trying to find it real quick to confirm exactly what it was, but I don't think he's a Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes type of guy. From what I can remember coming out, I mean, obviously we haven't seen much on the field, but former first-round pick, the talent's there. Is this a guy where you buy super low on and he turns into something within the right locker room and obviously with the right guys around him? I would be intrigued, but I don't know if he fits what obviously this team wants to do.
I mean, yeah, I don't know him as a person. I can't say if he's a Dan Campbell guy. I can't say if he is the kind of person they're looking for to bring into this locker room, but I can tell you what his skill set is, the type of thing they're trying to bring in this locker room.
Yeah.
His size and athleticism is the type of wide receiver they're trying to bring in this locker room. So that's I don't know the guy personally, so I don't know if he is a Dan Campbell guy or anything like that, but he hasn't done anything to prove that he isn't. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with Treylon. I mean, I think he's a more slower paced guy.
I traded for him in fantasy last year. Tyreek Hill for Treylon Burks straight up.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. And the No Shame League?
The No Honor League.
The No Honor League. What is he, though? Is he one of those bigger body? I see him as a bigger body guy, who's just routing up. I don't know if he is as nuanced in the routes, but if he becomes available for something affordable, I mean, I could see it happen. I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't expect it.
No.
I think I'm more expecting a Zay Jones than I am that happening. And that's, again, no knocks on Burks, although he has been the wide receiver one there or supposed to be the wide receiver one there, and you have to live up to that. Not even even last year with Hopkins, he wasn't really doing much either. So
Easy, you converted two people. Danny G and Cartier both love Jordan Love now. So good job.
That's I don't love him.
I know they're trolling.
Yeah, that's disgusting. You love him. He's a division opponent. But it sucks they didn't get Reynolds. I'll put you that way. But I think even if it's just
what about
DPJ,
Boyd? Boyd only went. We talked about it with Dion for a little bit, but only $4.5 million.
Yeah, something's up there. Something smells fishy. Because that makes zero sense. Because he has 2,000 yard seasons? I know at least for sure one, and if not, he's always just right there every single year. He stepped up in times, not obviously in the
he's not the
Jamar Chase role, but he's played the outside when he's had to. I think it's an injury or attitude or something.
He's not the step wide receiver. He's the wide receiver who stepped up.
I mean, he really is, though. It makes no sense, that $4.5 million. I mean, even a guy like DJ Chark, who I guess I'd be willing to say he's shaky or has been shaky in certain situations. Like, I think he got $5 million guaranteed just for this 1 year. We're going to see, though. We do have to go to break. When we get back, mailbag. Tomorrow, I'll make sure to bring in headphones. Actually, before that, I apologize. Morning show.
Woodward Sports has a new morning show. Start your day with Wake Up Woodward, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. live on Woodward Sports. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG every morning as they cover all the Detroit sports talk, banter, and live fan interaction, all on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that, hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night. No Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
I feel like if DPJ can get the route running down, and I'm not even questioning his route running per se, I'm just not as familiar with it as other guys in the past. And obviously, he's also have another year under the belt or offseason under the belt with JG. I think he could provide more like playmaking, if that makes sense. Like catching the ball and taking it 40 afterward.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a hell of a kick returner too, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I think he could provide that spark that we haven't seen. And maybe I think he may even surprise the Lions in that way. Just because he wasn't really utilized too often like last year. I see him being like third or fourth. I mean, that's right where he's at anyway. As
DPJ?
And in terms of like Yak on the team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's probably the second best athlete you've got at the wide receiver position. Like, he's a freak of nature. He's fast. He's tall. He can jump.
Mailbag. What's one sports event or stadium you want to see before you go?
Front row Madison Square Garden for next game.
Playoff.
Yeah, the Garden. I have a few, to be honest with you. Is Soldier Field as storied as like Lambeau and shit?
Fuck Soldier Field.
They definitely fuck the Bears, but like, is it?
Lambeau would be cool. I would like to go to Lambeau.
I want to go to Lambeau. I want to go to Vegas. I want to go to SoFi.
SoFi would be sweet.
SoFi looks amazing.
I heard my boys went to SoFi a couple years ago. They said it was dope. I would like to go to Wrigley and Fenway.
I'd like to go to the Super Bowl in Detroit.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that.
That'd be sick. Yeah. I would like to, if Wisconsin was extremely good and Michigan traveled out there for, I think it's called Camp Randall, jump around. I think that would be sick atmosphere.
Hell yeah.
For me, I'd check out that, I don't know the name of it. That new, like, state-of-the-art CGI. I think it's in, like, LA, that concert venue, or Vegas.
You know, the fucking Sphere?
Yeah.
That's one, actually.
Sphere would be cool.
Sphere's on my list. I'm gonna go to the
Number one for me is MSG for next game though, for sure.
Yeah, so does, you're gross. Oh, you know, there's one other place too in Colorado. The
Red Rocks.
Yeah, amphitheater.
Yeah,
that's one for me too.
Red Rocks would be cool. My brother goes there a lot.
Mailbag.
I want to go to Hard Rock Stadium too. I just like how it looks.
That's the Vegas
like
one?
the outside. No, that's Miami. That's the Dolphin Stadium. I just think it looks fucking sick.
Did you know? I don't know if I talked about this on the show or not, but the way that stadium's built for when the sun's casted, it's constantly beaming on the visiting team.
Yeah.
But then the home team stays
Always
in the shadow.
shade. Yeah.
Yeah, always in shade. That's brilliant.
Smart as fuck.
You can only do that in a place like Florida, Texas.
Miami.
I just saw one. Who will be second team in division? Cartier.
Packers.
2-S Packers. Yeah, the Packers.
Deion said the Bears, which I was surprised at.
Yeah, I said the Bears were going to be good.
I would
this
be
year.
surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised.
They're too weak in the trenches for me. But like, I think they're going to be better, but I still don't trust their offensive and defensive line like I do the Lions or the
You
Packers.
definitely see that kid that grabbed the second round pen out, the one from BYU. He has a crazy name, but I like Darnell Wright. I'm not gonna lie, even though I shit on the fucking. I definitely had a slam dunk over the fucking Bears fans last week.
Yeah.
The guy showing double team reps and chips against Hutch and be like, "Look at Darnell Wright, dominate all
and then
caps."
you showed the strip sack.
Yeah, in the game. Bitch. I can see the Bears getting there.
Arrowhead was amazing, says Michael Lynch. That would be sweet too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Even
Silky Johnson,
let's see how
what's your
Seahawks
mile
play.
time? I don't know. I haven't timed my mile in a while.
DNC and T.
Like
Dot
2
can't
minutes,
respond,
30
right?
seconds, something
Is
like
Drake
that.
in too deep since he essentially admitted to being
By the numbers.
a Hell's Angel on top of beefing? What? A Hell's Angel?
Is Kristen Harper the hottest quarterback wife in the NFL currently?
I'm not going to disrespect a guy like that, but JG's doing really good for himself.
Yeah, disrespect. That's not disrespect at all. Jared Goff, your wife, your fiance is fucking hot. Like, yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head that are higher than Kristen Harper. She's a smoke show.
Miss Mahomes doesn't do it for you?
No, I'll disrespect her. She is. Oh, God.
Fine wine. No, I'm
terrible.
Steve-O Baby Mailbag Easy. Do you agree that the Lions offense has to be a lot better next year when it comes to third quarter because it was a big problem against San Francisco? I absolutely believe that, yeah.
What was it? Sorry.
Lions offense just being better than those third quarters. I think the team as a whole.
That's for
can get
sure.
better in the third
They
quarters.
need to break the halftime better. You can't have the dude, this guy always walks around slow as fuck. His hair is wet.
I want
at all
them to
times.
run the ball more coming out of halves. I know like it'd be expected, and that's why they do what they do. Wow.
God damn.
Good job.
Yeah.
You did it right. You got to see a little bit. I was trying to move it the wrong way. I'd like to see him run the ball a lot more out of the third quarter. I don't really know what the answer is. A lot of weird stuff seems to happen to him.
It's the third quarter. I don't know,
It's
man.
a real thing,
It
but
is a
there's
thing.
no answer or rhyme or reason to it. It's just a little bit of football.
Yeah, we
But
had
I do
some
agree that
fumbles,
that
like
Bears
special
game.
teams and shit. Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Silky
Bears game
Johnson.
and San Francisco game. I wish they ran the ball more in the third.
Silky Johnson, mailbag. What Mario character represents your personality? Most represents your personality?
Bowser.
You're Bowser for sure.
You just be kidnapping?
What do you say?
He said you just be kidnapping.
Wow.
Yeah, you're Waluigi.
Definitely.
Wow.
I would say I'm Donkey Kong probably.
That's a good one.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, fits.
Chris is Waluigi.
I would say I'm Wario.
Wow.
You're
for sure. He
you're
looks-
Luigi. He's
Yeah.
Waluigi.
Wow.
That or like the mushroom guy.
Toad?
Yeah,
No, he's Waluigi
No, it
because
would-
Waluigi fits his body type too.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, it does.
That's way more accurate. I ain't gonna lie.
My brother's
Um,
kind of like Wario, so. it
Kelly
kinda
Stafford
fits.
would like a word with you. Chef says she can have a word with the wall. She's nowhere near Kristen Harper.
Yeah. She talks.
Not even close.
No.
Yeah, she just yaps, dude. I'll boo her and her kids.
Boo.
Boo.
No Bleed Fire says make me feel blessed with the various stadiums I've been to. Age has some benefits, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's dope. Which ones you been to? Do you think the hype from the NFL draft in Detroit will help the convincing players to come play for the Pistons?
No.
No.
But you had me in the first half, not
Yeah.
gonna lie, but not the Pistons. No
Yeah,
one
you
wants to
could
get
have
near it.
convinced me like anything
Yeah.
is possible, and then you mentioned play for the Pistons.
They got
But
a brand new stadium.
I do
Not a
think though it works towards bringing like the All-Star game to Detroit, which allegedly the mayor had conversations. There are reports that the mayor had conversation with Adam Silver after that. So it definitely opens the door for that because I think Detroit should.
Brother
at least
says
host an
hashtag
All-Star
boo
game.
the kids.
Yes.
I hate kids, dude. I'm on board for that for sure.
Speaking of stadiums, real quick, shout out Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. That was honestly a really cool experience this season. That was I would definitely go back there, and the fans were cool as well.
DNC ENT says Chris is Princess Peach, so vulnerable.
I didn't want to say it. You know, I didn't see that.
Hey, no, Peach is a badass.
Still trying to convince the chat that Drake won. So
Peach is a badass, honestly. So if you, I forget what the name of the original girl in Mario is, the one that
Daisy?
gets
brown hair.
Yeah, I forget her name, but she gets just kidnapped by Donkey Kong in like Donkey Kong. Like it's not Peach. Everybody thinks it's Peach, but it's not actually her. I can't remember her name.
I know this. They did a good job in the Super Mario movie.
Peach,
where
no,
they
Peach
gave her
savage.
the independent bad bitch status, but it didn't feel forced.
No, that's what Peach is. She is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Shout out
is she?
Peach.
They did what?
Peach is a savage. She's Peaches,
wow.
Peaches.
When she pulls out the pen.
I'm not gonna
Super
read this
Mario
one out
Bros.
loud, but absolutely, Mr. Detroit City. That's my theory.
What did he say?
As to why she is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She absolutely
She
phenomenal.
has to be. There's no other reason to put up with her.
81.
But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you all tapping in to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Make sure you smash that like button for Easy, for Peach, for Nick. I'm Spencer. We're the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Cool.